But anyway, Eazy is here in the house, so let's just get right to it, shall we? Here's the deal. Here's the rift. I contend that Jared Goff is on a very team-friendly contract and is a discount to market when you look across the quarterback landscape, which we will discuss coming up in just a couple of seconds. Eazy, in the meantime, thinks that it's an awful contract and that he's a bad quarterback.
Okay.
And he also thinks that when he buys a mortgage, when he signs a mortgage to buy a house, instead of taking a 5% rate over 30 years, he's going to take a 1% rate the first year and then a 12% rate the next 29 years. But it's good because his cap number's low that first year. Is that about sum it up, Eazy?
That's a sick comeback you stole from that guy on Twitter the other day. But no, that's not the case.
It's not? Okay.
This whole argument stems from a statement you made of Jared Goff
is a discount
being
to market.
A discount to market last year on his deal.
No, his deal is a discount to market.
Well, no, the statement you made that what sparked all this was that you said last year he was a discount to market on his deal.
Yes.
Not the case. He was the fourth highest paid quarterback in the league last
Except
year.
he wasn't.
Except he was, Neal. He was the fourth highest paid quarterback in the league.
No, see, he
There's
wasn't.
this thing called a franchise tag. You know what to do with that? So when a guy does agree to deal with the team can then franchise tag him, and they have to pay him that year. It's an average of the top 5 salaries in the league.
Let me see here.
Hold on,
Easy. No, Easy. I'll let you go.
All right, Easy. If you're going to be on our show, which is our show, right?
Yeah, I'll let you go.
And then this isn't heavyweights.
Well,
you can do that stuff on heavyweights if you want to be here. I'm trying to understand. You guys have been going at this, and if I don't understand it, there's people out there that don't understand. So please, if you can keep this civil, he's all numbers to whatever.
Not numbers. I'm all numbers.
Time out. If this is actually what you're saying, the fact that it was Neal misspeaking on the fact that he's always said this contract is a discount, and you're going, you said this year, the one time. If that was a mistake, they own up, then we're done with this, is what you're running. But please, can we get to the facts so some of us want to understand what the dollars are?
And then I'll
you guys can continue this later.
Yeah.
But please, make this educational for some of us.
So educational. The franchise tag happens when a player in the team can agree to a contract. They can then franchise tag him. And to be fair to them, it's a average of the top 5 salaries in the league.
No. It's an average of the top 5 cap hits in the league, not the top 5 salaries. Correct. So you're wrong.
Time out. So right there, you guys are you said salaries.
Well, I just misspoke.
You said cap. Did you mean cap hit or did you mean salaries? Because you're both. Neal, what would if you take the salaries and you take the cap hit? What's the difference? Is there a $5 million difference?
Well,
is the number different?
Your cap hit is your salary plus your bonus from that year. So I misspoke.
No, it's not.
Yes.
No, it's not.
What is it?
It is a deferred bonus number to where a salary can be lowered and raised during the course of a 5-year contract window. It can be lowered and raised at the behest of an owner, of a player, however they want to set it up. It is not your salary. When the salary, the money that you're paid will show up on your cap. There is no escape. Whether it's year 1, year 5, all of it. It will show up on your cap number.
Correct.
It will. The salary so the money, like for last year, when you say he was the 5th highest paid quarterback in the league, he was not. He was actually the 12th highest paid quarterback in the league.
And why, Matt Stafford, Neal, explain that. Why is that? For the money that he was paid or the money that was against the cap?
Right. Matt Stafford made $61.5 million last year, but had a base salary of $1.5 million.
Do you know how they prorate that onto the contracts, and that's why there's dead money when guys get cut or traded.
Right, absolutely. But you still have to account for it at some point.
Correct.
At some point, you still have to account for it.
When you're constructing your team, you're using the cap hit number.
Right. No. When you're constructing your salary cap for the year,
when you're constructing your roster
for this year, and then for the next year, and then
every
for the
team
year
has a
after.
cap hit, and when you're constructing for each individual player, they have their own individual cap hit.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And just like Matt Stafford next year is a $20 million, or this year coming up after the Super Bowl.
Answer me this: why does he say 5th highest paid and you say 12th?
Because he is
because I go by cash. Because when you give somebody cash,
break it down so we understand.
When you give somebody cash, it goes against your salary cap. If it's not this year, it's the year after. If it's not that, it's spread out over 4 years. You do pay for it.
Taking it.
It does go on your cap.
Specifically this year. But you're arguing, your thing is no, it's over the contract, because you have to pay
and
it.
there are multiple factors that go into it.
Which drags it from Easy's 5th, where the number is, to the 12th, to where you're saying because of over the contract. Am I following correctly?
Correct. And the point where it comes, it does not a discount the market, is because your team, you have your salary cap, your allotted spaces, which you fill out your team to the max you can, which this year would be $224 million, and then that's it. That's all you can do with that team from that point, unless you rearrange contracts from then. Last year, Jared Goff had the 4th highest salary cap hit in the NFL, and that's why his contract was used to determine the salary cap the franchise tag for what may happen with Lamar Jackson in this scenario.
But do you know why they don't use salary? You know why they don't use salary, right?
Because salary isn't used for the cap space, Neal.
No, but you know why that is, though, right?
They do use the salary. Salary plus your
bonus. No, they don't. They don't use. I'm giving. Okay, D-Mac, here. Hold on, D-Mac. Give me this. Here's the list of how quarterbacks were paid last year. Matt Stafford walked away with $61.5 million in cash. Russell Wilson got $57 million in cash last year. Josh Allen got $47 million. Deshaun Watson got $45.4 million. And then the list goes on. There's Aaron Rodgers. Kirk Cousins got $40 million. Mahomes, Tom Brady, Kyler Murray, Ryan Tannehill. Carson Wentz got more money than Jared Goff.
Can I ask you? So if they got paid that cash last year, or whenever those deals happen,
yes,
how come the team still owe the money then after if they're cut or traded? It's because that money's prorated across their deal.
Right, but they have to pay it. They still have to pay it.
The reason why the cap hit is the relevant number we're talking about, because that's the number you use, again, to construct your roster.
No, but you know why they use cap hits to determine franchise tags, right? You know why the owners do that.
Because that's the number you use.
I don't know.
Do you know why that is? I'm asking you why. Do you know why that is?
Yes, because that's the number you use to construct your roster. Each player gets a cap hit.
No,
that's why,
Easy.
Neal.
That's not why they use that number.
Neal, I already did what you're saying right now.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem with it, dude. Here's what you don't understand, Easy. Do you know why that's done? Do you know why that was collectively bargained? Do you know why the owners went to the players' union and said, this is what we're going to use to determine the franchise tag number? Do you know why? Do you know why?
Please,
do you know why?
I need a better understanding of this. So he's paid that money last year. He's paid that $61 million.
Yes.
In pocket.
Yes.
So how is it if he gets cut, that money's still owed if he was already paid it?
Because they stretched it out.
Oh, so he didn't get paid all that money. It's actually stretched out over the
right. But do you know
exactly
why?
What I just told you.
No, but see, this is my question that you haven't answered. Do you know why they use the cap hit and not the salaries to determine the franchise tag? Do you know why?
Because that's what the guys are paid, and that's how their contracts are structured.
No, Easy. That's not the reason. Hold on, D-Mac. Hold on. Here's the reason why. Here's the reason why.
Why did they go and make this such a
Here's the reason why they do that, Easy. Here's why the owners died on the hill for this, Easy. Because it's not salary. Because if it was, and you had to give me the top 5 salaries, the average of $61.5 million, 57, 46, 46, and 42, you know what that number becomes, Easy? Right just under $50 million. So if you're an owner, would you rather use your cap hit number or salary? Yeah, you're gonna negotiate that, where it's cap hits that you know are gonna be stretched out. So therefore you save money when you have to sign these guys to franchise tags.
That's incorrect. They use it because it's the cap. You're incorrect.
No, you're incorrect. That's why it's done that way.
You're factually incorrect. They use the cap because that's what they paid that year. As a business
owner, Easy, why would I want to pay somebody $48 million when I can pay him $35 million? Why?
So to debunk this again, why do they pay dead cap if they're paid that money that year as salary?
Because they still got it. So
they're not paid that money that year as salary. It's spread across the contract.
No, they got the money. They got the money, Easy.
So why is it still owed when they're cut or traded?
Donnie Yang, Neal,
I'm asking you, Neal, why is it still owed when they're cut or traded then? If the money's paid up front.
Because they paid it already and it has to be stretched out.
Exactly. You're making the point. It's
right.
Not. It's because
the owners don't care because it's a cost controller.
Understanding is that they got the money up front, right? The term wasn't billed, the dead cap space, so that's why they have to pay it back because they were already paid in front, even though it has nothing to do with what it goes against the cap, right? That's just part of their salary, but because they didn't fulfill their contract. Am I hearing this right?
No, yeah, the teams owe it. So, like for instance, when Matthew Stafford was traded, the Detroit Lions owed a $30 million, I believe it's $30 million dead cap hit on his contract. Vice versa with Jared Goff as well. because that's money that was guaranteed through signing bonuses, roster bonuses. That's how it's broken down. With that cash over value or cash over cap, it's called. It's broken down to roster bonuses. So if you ever go to like OTC is what a lot of the beat writers use. You'll see a roster bonus on there. You'll see a signing. That stuff spread across the years. It's prorated.
Yes.
That's why when a guy gets traded, that's why you have that dead cap money, because they're still owed that if they're cut or traded before June 1st. It's not, he was paid $61 million this year.
And why is it June 1st, Eazy?
Why is it June 1st?
You know that you have the knowledge. Why is it June 1st? Why is it that?
Because June 1st is when you can make your optimal savings. Oh, I'm sorry, actually, you make the most. It works both ways depending on the contract.
Well, no, it doesn't, Eazy. That's the football new year. That's when you can roll in the bonus into the following season.
No, correct. But I'm saying it works different ways. So like, there's a
it only works that way.
No, it works.
It only works that way with June 1st.
There's a pre-June 1st cut and then a post-June 1st cut. There's two. What do you mean? There's two different cuts there. How's there on their way?
Because what happens to the dead money, depending on which way you use, Eazy, depending on which route you go.
Owe it. And that dead money's owed because they're not paid that. Stafford wasn't paid $61 million last year.
Right, but the difference is if it's pre-June 1st, it accelerates all onto the next year's cap.
Correct.
If it's post-June 1st, you can still get some relief the following season too. That's why they do that, Eazy.
Correct.
I just wanted you to understand that because it was apparent
you understand that. I just don't understand how you don't understand the cap hit thing. The salary, literally the franchise tag was made up of Jared Goff's contract last year because he was the fourth highest paid according to cap hit.
And why do they use that instead of salary, Eazy, so the owners can save $13 million per contract?
Dead cap.
Yeah.
The same thing. You just
That's
said it
why
15
Jared Goff's
times.
contract is good. The heavy lifting's already done. So you're telling me that Russell Wilson's contract, that he was paid $57 million this year, is a better contract than Jared Goff's contract, who has, by the way, Goff's contract has virtually no escape penalty. So none. Whereas the Packers with Aaron Rodgers, their whole franchise is going to be submarined. If he retires, they owe $99 million on the cap this year. This year. So tell me again how Jared Goff's contract isn't one of the most team-friendly quarterback contracts out there right now. Non-rookie, obviously.
If you want to cut him. But the reason why is if you want to win a Super Bowl, historically, by the numbers, trend, factually, there's never been a quarterback to do it with a cap hit percentage of over 12.2%.
That's an arbitrary number that you're spreading out and using because Patrick Mahomes this year is going to be 18-ish, 19-ish% of the Chiefs' salary cap. He's not because of the lower salary that he took this year. But that's what it is.
Who's the favorite to win the Super Bowl this year?
It's a toss-up between the Eagles and the Chiefs.
Right now, it's the Eagles.
Right.
They have their favorite.
Oh, they're a 1-point favorite. Okay.
Yeah.
76% of the money's on the Eagles.
Yeah. So that's what it is.
Again, factually, that 12.2%, no matter how much you feel about Patrick Mahomes.
Factually, it's the money you were paid, Eazy.
No,
factually, it's the money you were paid because you're going to owe it.
Neal, what does that have to do with anything? I'm telling you right now, every single Super Bowl champion quarterback that's ever won a Super Bowl since the invention of the cap has never had a cap hit take more than 12.2% of the team's salary cap. Never. Not once. And even if Patrick Mahomes were to do it this year, Neal, that's 1 out of 28. You like those odds? 1 out of 28?
What do you mean?
The odds of paying a quarterback that much money to win a Super Bowl over that 12.2%. Even if Patrick Mahomes were to do it this year.
No, because if you go back through the time, Eazy, because of stretch bonuses and things like that, they're over that number. Tom Brady stuff like that is over that number,
Neal,
Eazy.
Hold on, Neal. They paid dead money, correct?
What's that?
If a player gets cut, retires or traded, there's dead money paid to that player, correct?
There's dead money paid against their cap, not paid to the player. The player already got their money.
Correct. So if the player already got the money, then why is it against the cap then? Like it's still, they're not paid that lump sum. I guess maybe we'd have to get NFL players sign like those type of contracts on before. But nonetheless, the cap hit of Jared Goff last year factually was 4th in the league. And that's why the franchise tag was made up around that. Your team is constructed.
I told you why the franchise tag is made up around that.
That's okay, Neal, but it's still made of that, correct?
Right, because it's an advantage to the owners.
So the franchise tag is based off what, Neal?
The franchise tag is based off the cap hits because it's cheaper than using the salary.
Thank you.
It saves the owners money.
Based off the cap hit. Cap is what you construct your team with. Each player has a salary cap hit. That's if I'm paying this guy a certain amount of cap, I'm losing cap to play
but
this.
But Eazy, by your logic, Russell Wilson's a great deal. Hey, Cintron's a great deal too. It's an aspirational lifestyle beverage brand with a line of sparkling flavor.